Welcome to this program, Moments with God, where I share with you my simple and humble reflections on the daily Mass readings in an informal way, with the hope that this will help you and me in our spiritual journey in making a connection with the divine and eventually even establishing a friendship with God. I hope you have noticed that I have made a few changes now in my videos. First of all, I have started putting the dates of the day that it is being broadcast. And secondly, important change that people had suggested to me and I have taken that in is to already upload my videos on the previous day so that people could take advantage for the next day's mass preparation or even reflections. This was also suggested to me by some priests that if I uploaded it on the previous day, they could use it for the next day. So I hope you are enjoying the videos, and as I said, if you like, you can subscribe to this channel, go to the end of the video, and when my picture appears, click on that. And if you like the video, please also share it with others. Thank you. Today, on the 22nd of July, is a feast again of Saint Mary Magdalene. First of all, let me tell you that until 2016, this was not a special feast day according to the Roman calendar. It was certainly a day of remembering Mary Magdalene, but in 2016, according to Pope Francis, they issued a decree and they raised the uh, day to a day of feast. That means there is a greater recognition of the role of Mary Magdalene in the whole scheme of the church, but more importantly also on the role of women. This is what I read, that one of the reasons why more importance is being given to Mary Magdalene is the role of women in the church, their role for evangelization. There are several things that one can talk about Mary Magdalene. First of all, there is a confusion about who exactly this Mary Magdalene was. So some saints like Saint Anselm uh, hold that she is the sister of Martha and Lazarus, and then she is also the one on who actually poured precious oil on the feet of Jesus and whom Jesus forgave. Some others say that she is Mary from whom seven demons were removed. So there is always this confusion, but the most important thing is that Mary Magdalene had followed Jesus throughout his ministry everywhere, and while the other male apostles, except John, who was at the foot of the cross, most of them had disappeared, or Peter had even denied Jesus, Mary Magdalene continuously accompanied Jesus not only during the time when he was preaching or healing people, but also at the time of his passion, his difficult times of carrying the cross, and at the time of crucifixion. So she was at the foot of the cross. And not only that, even after Jesus had died, she was so moved and so touched by it. She was so sad that she went to the grave. Actually, we are told that she was the first one to find the empty tomb and also the first one to whom Jesus appeared. I am imagining that she must have spent a lot of time at the grave, not only on the third day. I don't know if on that very day whether she went back home or went back home very late and came back the very next morning, keeping a vigil at the tomb where Jesus laid. Maybe she just went for a while and it was the night, that's why she went back, but she was back again on that Sunday early morning to visit the tomb again, never expecting, of course, that Jesus would rise, even though Jesus had foretold that several times that he would rise on the third day, etc. But nobody had comprehended. That apart, the most important thing again is that she was there. She was so deeply in love with Jesus and she was following Jesus so closely. For her, the separation of Jesus' physical self through his death was actually too much to take in. And Jesus, having realized her love for him, and I suppose, if I may just digress, this is what Jesus also thinks, that we would also love him so deeply as did Mary. And now I come back to the point that when Jesus knew, or as Jesus knew that she loved him so much, it is to her that Jesus was to appear as the very first one and told her to go and inform the rest of the apostles that he would, that he had risen from the dead. So now Thomas Aquinas, already in the 13th century, because of this act of her, already at that time had stated that she is the apostle of apostles. Yeah, apostles get a very important place in the church, and even daily we read about the apostles in the Mass. But she is known as the apostle of apostles. That is a wonderful title to have, that she is being considered even the head of the apostles. And that's why this debate in the church, particularly from a good section of people, demanding as to why women cannot be priests. Of course, I think the church keeps on thinking, and I believe that just as they have raised this day of Mary Magdalene to the day of a feast, maybe someday, after a lot of reflections, not maybe in my lifetime, but in next generation or maybe after 2 generations, church may think of Mary Magdalene as an example and grant ordination to women. They're already thinking of the women diaconate and so on, although I hear that the Pope has removed that topic from the synod, the coming synod in October. But let's hope the Holy Spirit can always do great wonders. But what is important again for us to remember is that she was the apostle of apostles and the first evangelizer. That means she is the one who brought the message of the resurrection of Jesus to the rest of the world, making it possible to let the world know what a great event had taken place. And I think that brings us also to our own, let us say, responsibility, or if you like, duty, to also speak more and more about the good news that Jesus brings through his resurrection, and how he wants to tell the world that ultimately that is the truth, that death on the cross was not the final end, and that the death had no victory over him. He had victory over death by rising, and Mary Magdalene brings that to the rest of the world, which helps all of us to take this message of Jesus' resurrection to the rest of the world, and to all our women evangelizers and women apostles. More power that you bring the message of Jesus to the rest of the world. I wish you all the very best, and if you would like to subscribe to this channel, you may please do it now. Thank you.